Okay. Hello and welcome back to Football Fever. In this episode, we're going to be recapping the scores of Week 2, the NFL, as well as giving our predictions for Week 3. We will be talking about key players from Week 2 and whether or not they will shine in Week 3 as well, along with some information on how we think the rookie class is doing this year. You want to introduce yourself, Ben, in case the viewers have forgotten you?
Hello. My name is Ben, and I will be co-hosting Football Fever with R of the Sun.
Weak introduction, but okay, we're gonna jump into our first game, Thursday night football. Giants at Washington. Taylor Heineke, QB1 for this one. Obviously, after Fitzmagic got injured last week, might be a blessing in disguise for Washington as Taylor Heineke shined 34 for 46, 336 yards on 2 touchdowns. Daniel Jones, he had a decent outing also. He was, I believe, the Jets' leading rusher that game. 9 carries for 95 yards and 1 touchdown. Speaking of their run game, Saquon, second straight game where he didn't perform too well. What do you have to say about that, Ben?
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing for just the Giants in general and fantasy managers as obviously he's coming off of that torn ACL, but I feel like the Giants should really utilize him more, only less under 20 carries in the game. So Joe Judge I think he is leaning more towards that passing offense instead of the run game. I know he likes running with Daniel Jones a lot on those QB reads, but you should really consider using Saquon more, even though like their own line is still pretty bad, but just under 20 carries you should have more than that.
Yeah. Just a really unfortunate game for New York in this one. They lost by 1 point, obviously, end of the game. Washington missed that game-winning field goal, but the offside by the defensive lineman gave Washington another chance, and they won the game on that kick. Passing game for Washington was clicking. Terry McLaurin, 11 receptions on 107 yards. Logan Thomas did pretty well as well. It brought Washington to 1-1 in the season. I'm not expecting too much from this Washington team, all things considered. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's the NFC East. You don't really expect anything from these guys, but it's really unfortunate for the Giants. I felt like Daniel Jones, he played pretty well, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the win in this one. Anything else to add before we go on to the next game?
I would say Taylor Heineke is is like a pretty good backup for Fitzmagic, so they can easily rely on him while Fitzmagic's out, and maybe he'll even show that he can be the starter once Fitzmagic comes back. But I guess another player to note, Antonio Gibson, he did not play so well, or J.D. McKissick more so overshadowed him.
I don't say he overshadowed. I mean, he got that 1 touchdown that Antonio Gibson probably should have gotten, but
Yeah, I guess. But was it a rushing touchdown or
it was a rushing touchdown.
rushing touchdown?
Yeah.
We'll see. For fantasy managers, I don't know. Antonio Gibson might be a guy like.
He definitely still is the guy. It's just unfortunate that he didn't get that touch to get the touchdown. I mean, he pretty much brought them there, and then he didn't get to finish it off. They handed it over to J.D. McKissick, and it was an easy walk-in touchdown for him. Anyways, next game, we got Bengals at the Bears. Similar situation for the rookie Justin Fields as it was for Taylor Heineke. Starter got injured, and backup came in and was able to get a look at the field. I mean, he didn't really shine, in my opinion, he didn't shine as much as Taylor Heineke did. Obviously, he is a rookie. He's a lot of room to grow. It was announced actually that he would be named the starter for week 3. So I guess he impressed the Bears enough to give him the starting job. Joe Burrow, he did not play too hot. I felt like he was forcing a lot of passes. I mean, he wasn't really playing that smart. Let up that pick 6, I believe. He probably could have played better. I mean, the Bengals really, they played poorly. They got shut out in the first half. I mean, it was just a poor offensive showing for them in this game.
Joe Mixon on the day, 20 carries, 69 yards rushing, and only one reception for 2 yards. So looking forward. He had a really good game against Minnesota in week 1, but the Bears defense was able to shut him down. So, and for Joe Burrow, you said, yeah, he threw 3 interceptions on the day. But for Jamar Chase, he looked pretty good again, getting another receiving touchdown. So
one of
let's
those
say,
interceptions was due to poor protection from their O line, and he ended up throwing the interception. Do you think the Bengals made a right choice by just drafting wide receiver Jamar Chase out of LSU instead of the offensive lineman Penei Sewell?
honestly, I think they really should have gone with Panay Sewell, just because they already had some good guys over there, like
Tyler Boyd.
T. Higgins, yeah, Tyler Boyd.
T. Higgins. T. Higgins was promising, and Tyler Boyd kind of.
Yeah, I feel like
Tyler Boyd
you don't
shined.
always need to have that college relationship. Like I know the Eagles kind of did it with Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, but you don't really need that.
You
That's
don't
not
need
gonna
it.
make your team like.
And I felt like they forced it too. Like Devontae Smith, it wasn't really forced. I mean, he was one of the best players on the board at that time. And I mean, the Eagles really don't have a lot of good receivers on that team.
Yeah.
So the addition of the Heisman winner Devontae Smith was a good pick for them. On the other hand, for the Bengals, the Jamar Chase was purely because of their relationship and not because they needed it. If anything, they needed a lineman, especially after what happened last season. Burrow he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Yeah, tore his ACL out for the entire season. I mean, you don't want him to be the next Andrew Luck. Retire early.
If they had taken Devontae Smith instead of Jamar Chase, would you have been mad still?
Well, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, Devontae wasn't better than Jamar Chase or Jalen Waddle. I mean, maybe he'll prove us wrong in the future, but at the time, I don't think he would have been a better choice than the other two. I really did not expect the Bengals to pick the wide receiver. I thought they would go for the offensive lineman, but alas, they picked Jamar Chase, which might come back to bite them in the ass if Jamar Chase doesn't end up number one. Jamar Chase doesn't end up how they want him, and number two, if Joe Burrow ends up more injured, or
Hey,
if
this is a
he just
family
can't do
channel, bro.
anything. Like, doesn't matter how good your receivers are if you have no O line to protect that QB and let him throw it. And I mean, like, if on top of that, if you if you got a better O line, I mean, your run game would be more proficient. It doesn't really matter who your receivers are if your QB has enough time to make that decision. I mean, it'll bite them in the ass, I think. Anyways, next we got Texans at the Browns. You want to talk about this one?
I was not able to watch this game, but the Browns did come away with the W.
Big game for Nick Chubb.
Give me one second. All right. Baker Mayfield on the day, 19 for 21, 213 passing yards, and 1 touchdown to, I believe, the rookie Demetrius Felton. He's their for Demetric Fulton. He's their right running back 3 behind Chubbin Hunt, and he got like a 33-yard passing touchdown, I believe. So I know I was able to pick him up in my league. He's only projected for 0.6 points, but you never know. You never know what he might do.
He was riding your bench though, so.
Hey, yeah, he is running the bench. But anyways, for Houston, I believe Tyrod Taylor did go down in this game, so
He did. He was 10
they're
for
going
10
to who are they going to?
They went to David Mills.
Okay, Davis Mills.
David Mills.
Okay. I mean, I feel like Brandon Cooks is still a very good option in fantasy if you have him, just because they really don't have anything else. And I think Nico Collins, maybe I think there's like their wide receiver 2 may have gone down.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he's basically their only guy over there. I don't even know.
It was
like
more so like they, if you remember, they picked up Philip Lindsay this offseason. I would have thought they would have done more with him.
It's just the fact that they have like
they have so many of them, Mark Ingram, David Johnson, and Lindsay, and then they have
it's too crowded.
mobile
So you're
QB, Tyrod Taylor, so they don't really need him.
yeah. So it's pretty much just
I feel like
Brandon
he's
Cooks.
being wasted. I mean, he was a really good running back in
Yeah.
Denver, but
Well,
he's
that
running
was-
back 3 here.
Oh yeah, there's not really like when you think about it, there's not really like a team that maybe like Miami, they don't really have that. Like Miles Gaskin isn't really that guy over there.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's not really a team that doesn't have doesn't already have a good running back. So
Yeah. Anyways, next we got the Rams at the Colts. Rams won this one. They went 2-0. I believe they said this is the 5th season in a row that the Rams have started 2-0. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what they said. Rams narrowly beat out the Colts in this one. If you were watching the game, you would have seen that Carson Wentz came out of the game with an injury. They brought in the backup QB, and I believe it was the rookie backup QB. First drive through interception to Jalen Ramsey. That was unfortunate. Big game for Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, 19 for 30, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp, 9 receptions on 163 yards, 2 touchdowns. Big game for him. The Rams running back Darrell Henderson. I know he's projected to be very good in fantasy this year. 13 carries, 52 yards, 1 touchdown. It was just an unfortunate game for the Colts. I felt like they could have. They really came back there in the end, but they unfortunately weren't able to close it out. And the rookie Jacob Eason unfortunately threw that interception to Jalen Ramsey. Granted, it was a really good catch by Jalen Ramsey, but unfortunate to say the least. Anything else to add?
Yeah, it was a very close game, and usually the Colts, they have a good offensive line, and they like to use a run game as a way to set up other plays, but Jonathan Taylor really could not get going, only 51 rushing yards on 15 carries. So they had to kind of lean more towards their passing game, and Michael Pittman Jr., the second year wide receiver, he got 12 targets for 8 catches and 123 yards. So no touchdown there, but with T.Y. Hilton out for another week at least, he's definitely going to be that guy for week 3.
Yep. Okay, let's go into the next game. Bills versus Dolphins. This was disappointing to say the least. The Bills shut out the Dolphins 35-0. I mean, I had Jason Sanders on my team, so that was disappointing. Put up 0 points, obviously, because the Dolphins didn't give him any chances to score. Didn't get into field goal range. I mean, it's just really disappointing game. I mean, Bills didn't even play that good. Well, not their defense. Their offense didn't play that good. Their defense played great. I wouldn't even say great. The Miami Dolphins defense or offense really just kind of sucked. Especially Tua got injured early in the game. He got knocked out. He got carted off. Jacoby Brissett came in, and like they just could not get anything going. Miles Gaskin only got 25 yards. I mean, it was just a bad game for them.
But I feel like two injuries, rib injury, is gonna be a week to week kind of deal. But yeah, that's just really unfortunate. Especially if you can't play for an extended period of time. I don't really think there's much the Dolphins can do offensively with.
I want to focus on the Bills though. I mean, the Bills did not look very good in this game. Like,
What do you mean? Did
don't
Josh Allen throw like a couple picks or something?
Josh Allen did not look good at all. I mean, they won. Looking at the score, it would seem like the Bills dominated, but I mean, they did not play good at all. That Dolphins defense was pretty much non-existent, and I
Hmm. Well,
the run game really carried the Bills in this game. That's
yeah, Zach Moss, I believe he had 2 touchdowns.
Devin Singletary,
Yeah.
Zach Moss, and Devin Singletary really kind of carried that team. I mean, Josh Allen didn't do much. Just disappointing game from him. I mean, this Bills team, I mean, they're in their dynasty years where they need to be making the Super Bowl. I mean, they have Josh Allen, an amazing quarterback, Stephon Diggs, a good defense. I mean, like they have a good team overall. They need to play better. Josh Allen needs to play better.
Yeah, I was very surprised in their week 1 matchup against the Steelers. It was just surprising that they lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know the Steelers defense is good and all, but like
They're not
you
like
have a good offense to combat it, and if you can't
defenses.
convert anything against them, how are you
Exactly.
gonna win in the playoffs and whatnot?
Anyways, next we got the Patriots at the Jets. Um, I mean, as you can see from our infographic, we're gonna be clowning Zach Wilson. Uh, this, oh my God. How do you throw four like, uh, the funniest part of this was like throughout the entire game, you had Jets fans. They were saying, I saw this comment. It was like, Peyton Manning had like, oh, I don't even know what the statistic was. It was like I think it was 4 interceptions in one game or something. They were comparing Zach Wilson to Peyton Manning. Like, ugh, this he did not play good at all. I mean, I know the Jets suck, but like, come on. I mean, it was a good showing from Mac Jones, I guess. Um, that the matchup was pretty overhyped to the Mac versus Zach, Mac versus Zach. I mean, it was overhyped as hell, and it was a pretty boring game to be honest. I mean, Jets versus Patriots, nothing really happened. Mac Jones played subpar, 22 for 30, 186 yards, no touchdowns. Um, they really relied on the running game. James White with a touchdown, along with Damian Harris, who also had a touchdown. Um, for the Jets, obviously, they also relied on their run game. Michael Carter and Ty Johnson, because Zach Wilson was not having a very good day in the air with the 4 interceptions. Um, I mean, do you have anything else to say?
I mean, you can't really blame Zach Wilson, man.
No, I think you
He's a
can.
rookie. He's gonna have a bad game at some point in
This was
his
a
year 1.
terrible game. Like,
Okay, yes, it was a terrible game, and Corey Davis he didn't throw to Corey Davis like at all. But
Yeah.
people have been saying, I think I saw some Bleacher Reports Instagram that, like, an overconfident prediction is that Mac Jones will win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Do you believe in that?
I mean, we'll talk about hello then.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence, #1 pick. He was overhyped as hell. I mean, I we'll talk about him later.
All right.
Well, next game, San Francisco at Philadelphia Eagles. San Francisco edged this one out 17-11. I mean, Eagles really fumbled the bag on this one. I mean, they they had it. They really did. They had it, and then they just fumbled the bag. They did that Philly special thing
I
on the
wasn't
goal
even.
line.
Oh,
I
that.
don't even know what that was. That was such a shit show. I mean, that early in the game, I would have gone for 3 points personally. I mean, it's your team, do whatever you want, but you shouldn't be taking that big of a risk. I mean, obviously, looking at the score, if they had panned out, they would have won the game, most likely, but it didn't. But even so, that early in the game, you do not want to be taking that kind of risk, especially that stupid of a risk. I mean, Philly special worked once because nobody knew what it was, and now when you do something like that, they're going to be aware of it, and they're not going to just let your quarterback run into the end zone. And I don't even know, like, I felt like he probably could have ran it in if he tried, but he was like hesitating. Like whenever that wide receiver got the ball, I don't know who it was, but whenever the wide receiver got the ball, like who was it? Was it Greg Ward who got it?
Oh.
I think it was Greg Ward, maybe.
Sure. Why not?
Whatever. Greg Ward. I mean, like he he probably could have ran it in, but he chose to try to throw it to a contested Jalen Hurts.
He kind of just like threw it into the end. He like just
He
threw
didn't
it
even hit
away,
Jalen
kind
Hurts.
of.
He like missed him.
Yeah, he just threw it
At
away.
that point, if as soon as Jalen Hurts came off of the little screen they did, and the corner recognized Philly special and he was backing up to cover, he should have dipped into the end zone. He shouldn't have hesitated. He should have just straight ran into the end zone, and then maybe there's a chance that he gets in for 6. But he decided to hesitate, and he decided to try to do some sort of Patrick Mahomes type thing, and he ended up missing. Because at the end of the day, even if you do make a somewhat good pass, you're throwing it to Jalen Hurts. You're not throwing it to like DeAndre Hopkins or Odell or something. The chances of actually being able to catch that ball when he's been contested by a corner is pretty low.
And the 49ers running back room has really struggled with injuries so far.
Yeah.
I think Elijah Mitchell, who played well against the Lions, he went down. Hold on just a second.
Anyways,
well, I think one player that is really good, has been playing really well this year or so far, is Deebo Samuel.
yeah, Tebow's.
He played really well against the Lions.
I'm talking about wide receivers. Quez Watkins, 2 receptions, 117 yards. He had that one bomb for like 93 yards, was it?
Oh yeah. Like really, like 2 catches for 100
yards. That was crazy. But then they obviously ruined the drive with the Philly special thing. But anyways, next we got Raiders at the Steelers. This is Derek Carr, man. Like, wow. I believe he's leading the league in passing yards. I mean, for the past couple of years, people have been blaming Derek Carr for the Raiders' lackluster success, but he showed for the past 2 games that he's not the problem. I mean, he's a very good quarterback. Obviously, in last week's thriller, last-minute thriller. He showed that he was a good quarterback, kept calm, able to secure the win. And in this game, he threw for nearly 400 yards, threw 2 touchdowns. I mean, he looked good. Um, Kenyon Drake, I don't know, like he played very bad. Their running backs played very bad today. Obviously Josh Jacobs was out, but I mean Kenyon Drake is splitting reps with Josh Jacobs. So the fact that he went 9 yards on 7 carries, that is just disappointing. Henry Ruggs, he went 5 receptions, 113 yards on 1 touchdown. Showed off his Jets on that 1 touchdown play. Anything else you want to talk about
I think
on the Steelers side?
yeah, on the Steelers side of the ball, Najee Harris, he got into the end zone for the first time
Oh, did you see
on
this?
on a receiving
Was,
touchdown.
was Najee the one that did the stiff arm, or was that someone else?
Yeah, he had like an amazing stiff arm
Yeah,
that went viral, I'm pretty sure.
Derrick Henry types.
Yeah. In terms of passing on the Steelers side of the ball, Juju Juju had a rushing touchdown. Yeah, their Big Ben 27 for 40, 295 yards, touchdown and interception. So yeah, it just wasn't the best day for the Steelers offense. I feel like Najee only 10 carries for 38 yards, even with that receiving touchdown. So they're still not really uh they're still not really utilizing that run game. But so we'll see how it goes. I just think they should use Najee Harris more. Give him
Yeah,
like 20 carries at least.
he's a rookie. You don't want to overwork him.
What do you mean?
You don't know. I mean, like he's a rookie. Ease him in. It's only week 1.
I don't know, but you can't just do like the same thing you did last year. Just barely run the ball and pass almost every single down and
And
expect to win games. I mean, it might have worked against the Bills because their offense couldn't do anything, but the Raiders have figured things out on the offensive side of the ball, and they actually played well against the Steelers defense.
yeah. Um. Okay. Next we got the Panthers or Saints at the Panthers. Ben, you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, the Saints just could not get anything going in this game. Um, on the Panther side of the ball, they were pretty lights out. So, let's see here.
Sam Darnold, unlike Zach Wilson, actually had a good game. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
before the game, they were comparing each other, talking about how Sam Darnold is gonna have like a shit show of a game against the Saints. People are overconfident after the Saints week 1 win. They were shut out until the fourth quarter. I mean, just disappointing play by the Saints. They need to play better than that. I mean, when you're running back 1, Kamara, I mean, he's really good. He does absolutely nothing. I mean, that's just a red light. I mean, they were on a high from last week and they probably let it get to their head and reap the consequences. I mean, they're a good team. They need to play better. Like you can't be losing to the Panthers. I'm not saying the Panthers are a terrible
Panthers are
team, but like you should be beating them. I mean, I get it. You lost Drew Brees, but that you're still the same team. You just lost Drew Brees, and I mean, no offense to Drew Brees, but really all he did was throw check down passes the entire year. You
yeah,
cannot lose that game.
I mean,
If you are going to lose the game, you cannot only put up 7 points. Like you have to show some urgency on offense.
I just feel on the defensive side of the ball, the Panthers just outplayed the Saints. They were able to get 2 interceptions, and Alvin Kamara wasn't able to do anything on the ground either. So they were just able to completely shut down the Saints' offense.
Yep. Anyways, next game, Broncos at Jaguars. Then take it away.
Um, hmm.
Well, the Teddy Bridgewater, Cortland Sutton connection, I guess.
Yeah, with Jerry Jeudy out for, I believe, the remainder of the season, Sutton's going to be the wide receiver 1.
Good outside
So
situation. I knew it could be rough in there, but how rough? There was no way to know for sure. Hey guys.
Daddy, it's pink.
You want to talk about it more, man?
I don't know what that was, but
What was?
I just heard something, and I don't know what.
I don't know, maybe technical issue.
I don't know, man. Cortland Sutton, 9 receptions for 159 yards. That is insanely good. I don't know what else to say about that, but Teddy Bridgewater, he's looking pretty good after
Well,
last season.
going into the season saying that Drew Lock was a better pick, but shutting down those haters with that good game today. Broncos moved to 2-0, and my eyes, they're a really underrated team. What do you think?
Yeah, I really like what they have on the defense side of the ball as well.
Drafting Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, addition of him. I
Their
really like
secondary
some
is
of their
looking really
safeties. Yeah,
Got Von
and then
Miller, Bradley Chubb, Justin Simmons,
and
added
on that
Surtain.
on the rushing side of the ball, they have some good guys there too with Javonte Williams, their
And
rookie running back, and
they've
Melvin
got
Gordon.
Kyle Fuller too. Their secondary is deadly.
hmm
Yeah, and then they've got Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon, 2 solid running back options. Okay. You want to talk about Trevor Lawrence?
Um, I obviously didn't have a good game. 14 for 33, 118 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. He really does not have a lot of around him. He is like Laviska Shenault, year 2 guy. This is wide receiver 1. Or I would say Marvin Jones is wide receiver 1.
Yeah, but Laviska
But
Shenault is a really good sophomore wide receiver. I mean, sure he wasn't in the limelight last year, but I mean he's a good wide receiver.
he's alright, but maybe it's just
I mean, people are expecting too much of Trevor, to be honest. I mean, when you're put on the shit show that is Jacksonville, I mean,
I think it's just I can't even remember his name now. The former Ohio State head coach.
Urban Meyer.
Yeah, Urban Meyer. I just don't think it was a good decision to hire him because he's not using James Robinson like at all. He was playing lights out last year in his rookie season.
Exactly.
They really cannot
I don't
do
understand
anything.
would draft Travis Etienne, to be honest. I mean, they had James Robinson.
Yeah,
I really think that they wasted that pick on him. To be
I
perfect.
guess again, it's similar to that Bengals situation. Like you don't have to
Yeah,
get
they shouldn't
2
have wasted
Clemson
that pick.
guys.
Yeah, especially since they already have James Robinson.
Mhm.
Undrafted free agent, played amazing. I mean, granted, they had no other offensive weapons, and that's why he got so many touches. But like, still, being an undrafted free agent, he played amazing. And now he's technically backup running back. I don't know how they would use him, but still, I think drafting Travis Etienne was, yeah.
Definitely.
Anyways, Vikings at Cardinals, man. You wanna cover this one? Thriller.
Yeah, this is a very exciting game, unfortunately the Cardinals, they did come out with the win. I didn't want them to win. But Matt Prater hit like a 60-some yard field goal to give them the lead late in the game.
Yeah.
Rondale Moore, he had himself a wide open catch that went for a touchdown, I believe, after Murray scrambled out of the pocket, threw it deep downfield. I guess in terms of the Cardinals running backs, they have, what is it? Chase Edmonds, James Conner. I mean, they don't really, they honestly do not need any. It's kind of like
Air
it's
raid
kind of
offense.
like the mini Ravens over
They're an
there.
air raid
you know?
offense. They are. They're an air raid offense. They're primarily like that. You've got. I mean, Rondale Moore. I mean, he's out of Purdue, right? 5'7" out of Purdue.
Mhm.
I mean, you've got Rondale Moore, the promising rookie, Christian Kirk, DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best, if not the best wide receiver in the league. And then you drafted, or not drafted, you signed the veteran wide receiver AJ Green, who in his prime was probably a top 5 wide receiver in the league.
Max Williams, a tight end, also with
Yeah,
reception, 94 yards. That's a surprise.
he's got so many weapons on offense. This team also I feel is very underrated. I mean, their defense could use some work, but their offense is just, and their defense isn't even that bad. I mean, they picked up J.J. Watt. They have Chandler Jones, who won defensive defensive player of the week with 5 sacks. And then I mean, you've got what's it called? You got Isaiah Simmons, the sophomore that you drafted last year, Buda Baker, Jordan Hicks, Byron Murphy. I mean, Corey Peters. I mean, they're not standout names, but they're decent players. I mean, I feel like this Arizona team, they unfortunately didn't make the playoffs last year, but I feel like they have a solid chance of making the playoffs this year, potentially making a deep run. Super Bowl champs. I don't
No. 0% chance right there.
I think
0%. 0%.
like that, but I mean, they have a chance of going deep. In my opinion, they're one of the best. I mean, this is also a very competitive NFC West division. You've got Cardinals, you got the Seahawks, the Rams. Who's the third? I forgot. Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals.
No, you didn't. No, you did not just say that, bro.
Seahawks,
You did
Cardinals,
not just say
Rams.
that. I know you did not say that.
Seahawks, Cardinals, Rams, and who?
Whatever. They're okay. Chandler Jones.
Who's the
I feel
third?
like
Seahawks, Cardinals, Rams, and who?
what?
You
The
not know?
49ers.
Oh, 49ers, that's right. Yeah,
Okay.
49. Yeah, they're all good teams.
I mean, you talk about how their defense, they add a lot of players and depth to their defense, but I mean, they did not really play well against the Vikings, who, it's the Vikings, they really only have Dalvin Cook. I mean, I guess they do have good wide receivers.
They
Like,
have a good team.
they have good, yeah, they have
I
like
don't know
Justin
why people are
Jefferson.
giving them so much. They have Dalvin Cook, a top 3 running back
That's-
in the league. They have Justin
uh-huh.
Jefferson, Adam Thielen. Their quarterback's not too hot, but their defense is decent. I mean, I'm not saying that they're amazing, but they're not as bad as people like give them credit for.
Yeah, the Vikings really, they should have won the game. They just missed, their kicker missed the game-winning field goal. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Vikings fans were expecting. I was half expecting him to miss it. I mean, it's the Vikings after all, but I think that team is good.
which team?
Cardinals. Anyways,
They're all right.
Falcons
They're all
at
right.
the Buccaneers. Kind of a deja vu. was 10-28, and Pelicans started coming back, and then 2 pick sixes in a row, and here we are, 48-25. What do you have to say about this?
Obviously the Buccaneers are the Buccaneers. They're like
They retained
this previous Super Bowl.
entire team.
Yeah, so Mike Evans had 2 touchdowns, I think. Gronkowski, I think he had 2 touchdowns. So just another day for dominance. But on the Falcons side of the ball, I don't know. I feel like they really need to draft a new quarterback. I think it's time to move on from Matt Ryan next year.
I think you keep Matt
Just
Ryan.
restart because you have.
I think you keep Matt Ryan for a little bit longer.
You think you keep Matt Ryan?
I mean, if
'Cause
he
I feel
plays
like
bad this year, then you
maybe.
the quarterback and have him play under Matt Ryan maybe a year.
I feel like they need to get like their defense. No one really knows anyone on their defense. No.
I mean,
Their offense
since
is
they lost. I mean, they have Calvin Ridley, but they lost Julio.
Julio. I feel like he didn't really do much
Well, he was
last year, but yeah, but
whatever.
in the running game, Mike Davis, the former Panther, he does not play very well, and Cordero Patterson, the former the former Bear last year, he he was their main guy at running back. He had
Next we got Cowboys at the Chargers.
yeah. So the Cowboys, they had a game-winning field goal at the end of the game. It was like 50-some yards. I didn't think that Greg the Leg was gonna make it, but he ended up here. I mean, the Cowboys, they honestly look really good this year. Their offense is obviously pretty stacked with Dak, Zeke, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb. All those guys, their offensive line is back, I'm pretty sure. And on the defensive side, Travion Diggs, I feel he has been playing like very well recently.
Game-winning field goal by Zerline. I mean, I don't really know what to talk. I mean, it was. I feel like the Cowboy. I don't even know what to say about this game. I mean, Justin Herbert played well. I feel like both teams played well. It was just unfortunate that the Cowboys were able to get that game-winning field goal off. Austin Eckler, he's kind of underperforming this year. I mean, 9 carries, 154 yards, opposed to Tony Pollard's 13 for 109. Zeke didn't do anything. Oh, he did 16 for 71, but outshined by Tony Pollard. I mean, I don't really have anything to say. Mike Williams on the Chargers.
Yeah.
And last week too, he was doing pretty good. If you have him fantasy, I would suggest starting him.
Yeah, his hot streak is gonna end like it could really end at any time because he's
But
their wide receiver 2 behind Keenan Allen, but
may as well write it out.
he's been torching these defenses.
Exactly. Anyways, next we got the Titans at the Seahawks. I know you want to talk about this one.
Yeah, the first half of the game, the Seahawks defense actually was able to somewhat stop Derrick Henry. He really could not get anything going, but in the second half of that game, he just dominated. On the day, like I believe he had like 35 carries by the end of it, since it went into overtime. So, just on the defensive side of the ball, the Seahawks could not stop him in the second half. But I really like how they played in the first half because I mean on the offensive side of the ball, Russell Wilson and that Tyler Lockett connection, man, it's something beautiful. It's just one of the most underrated combinations in the entire league. I know everyone talks about like DK, and Tyler Lockett is just so underrated.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just unfortunate for the Seahawks that
Mhm. Yeah, they lost the coin toss and then
yeah.
they like punted it to inside the 10, I believe. And then I mean there was like a controversial call supposedly. I mean I didn't watch the entire thing, but supposedly Julio had like a toe tap touchdown that got called incomplete, and then Russell Wilson was about to get sacked for safety in overtime, but they called that back. They said he was down at the 1, so and we still lost anyway, but I feel like it was it was like the most winnable. It was our game to lose pretty much, and we just threw it by not being able to stop Derrick Henry in that second half. I'm
Made
not
the
really sure
adjustment. You made the
uh,
adjustment. You can do anything.
what kind of adjustment would they have made though. Like how do you make that adjustment? Like off in the line adjustment? I mean I don't know.
Just the way that Derek like he played more on the outside, I feel like in the second half.
I feel like
Instead of trying to hit out go through the middle and trying to take out multiple people, he kind of isolated the defenders, if that makes sense.
yeah, because the Cardinals if
'Cause
the
that's where he
Cardinals are
shines. He shines in isolation when he's one on one. 90% of the time, he's gonna if he gets tackled, he's gonna plow forward for maybe 3 more yards, or he's gonna truck, stiff arm, be elusive, juke him out, whatever.
mhm.
But yeah, he made the adjustment at halftime and it paid off. They won the game. Anyways, next game, Chiefs at the Ravens. This one was a thriller. Over or not over. This one was a thriller. It looked like late in the game like the Chiefs were gonna win it, but Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, they came back. I mean, it was a good game by Lamar. I mean, good close game by Lamar. That call by John Harbaugh at the end to go for it, gutsy play, and it paid off. I mean, and if you were in his situation, would you have done the same thing?
What do you mean?
It was fourth and not fourth. It was like fourth
Oh,
or something. There was like a minute left on the clock. I think they were on the 50-yard line or around the 50-yard line, and Harbaugh decided to go for it instead of hunting.
yeah, I would have gone for that 100%. It's it's Patrick Mahomes on the other side of the ball. We've seen what he can do in, in very close games. Like for
And that
example,
that fourth down conversion, by the way, came from a Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumble.
oh yeah,
I mean, Travis Kelce was the most on offense, and then he does.
Tyreek Hill didn't really play out. Didn't really get that many targets either.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good game. The Ravens defense stepped up. They were able to stop
Yeah,
Patrick
the
Mahomes.
rookie,
Yeah.
the rookie who got the defensive player of the week.
Anyways, next we got the Lions at the Packers.
Yeah, this is
I believe there was like $134,000 parlay on this. If the Lions won, then the bettor would have that
700,000.
much on his bet.
700,000.
$25 and
He
the
sold
Lions,
it or something.
huh?
Or he was going to win 700,000 if the Lions won, but I think he like sold the.
No, he didn't sell. He would
Then how did he win 100K?
7,000 if the Lions won. It was like
How do you,
it was I don't know what the stipulations were, but he wasn't allowed to cash in early or something.
okay.
That's what I read on Bleacher Report at least. But
Oh,
at halftime, it looked like it was going to be a close competitive game, and then the Lions were the Lions. Shut out in the second half.
hmm.
Aaron Rodgers, of course, he decided to have his good game this week. 255 yards, 4 touchdowns. Aaron Jones lost his status chain. Found good for him. I'm kind of salty. Lions are 0-2. We're ranked 31 in the power rankings.
You say that Aaron Rodgers actually decided to have a good game this week. Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro. Like, you have no one on defense. What are you saying? You have no one on defense. You weren't able to get like a single turnover the entire game. And Jared Goff is over here not able to receive a snap and can't even
Okay, let's go to
throw
the
the ball
prediction.
without
Who
fumbling.
lost to the Titans? I don't want to hear.
We literally would have won if
No, if you would have
our
won too.
defense played well. I don't understand.
Yeah, and the Lions would have won if they played well too. You're
No, it's because of Jared Goff.
no,
He
it's
had like
'cause-
3
no,
turnovers.
I can hear you. Okay.
Jared Goff is the
September
problem.
23rd
Jared Goff is the
at
problem.
the Texans. Who do you have?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Panthers at Texans, September 23rd on Thursday, tomorrow night. Who do you have?
Tyler Taylor is not playing. Panthers are looking very good. I mean, just Panthers all day. Man.
Yeah, I have to agree. Panthers coming off a good win. Christian McCaffrey coming off a good game. Sam Darnold coming off a good game. Texans don't really have anybody. I think this is a easy win for the Panthers. Bills or Washington at the Bills.
This is actually, I would say, it's a pretty close matchup. The way. Or no. Wait. I'm gonna go with the underdog here. I'm gonna go with the football team, just because we were talking about earlier how you said Josh Allen was going too good. I know Singletary and Moss really stepped up in that game, but I just really like the Heineke the connection with Diami Brown, the rookie, I believe. Obviously, McLaurin, Logan Thomas, J.D. McKissick, the former Lion, Antonio Gibson, all those guys.
I do not agree with that take. The Bills are
You don't agree with
most
the take.
likely going to win. Taylor Heineke and the football team barely beat the Giants last week, and they beat them because of a comedy of errors on
The Giants' defense is good, though. What are you
No,
saying? Yes,
no,
it is.
no.
Yes, it is.
Comedy of errors is the only reason Washington won that game.
Alright, whatever.
Bills are going to win this one all day, and I mean, granted they didn't play very well last week. They're going to make that adjustment, and they're going to beat the football team. Bears at the Browns.
Ooh. Justin Fields his first start, but the Browns, they had a really close game against the Chiefs. They really should have won that game, I believe. But yeah, I got the Browns, man.
Yeah,
Bears
I've got the
defense is
Browns.
good and all, but
I mean, the Bears are starting Justin Fields this week. Unless he plays amazing, it's going to be a rough experience for Bears fans. I mean, he's going to be running headfirst into the deep end. I mean, it's only week 3 and he's already going to be starting a game. I mean, he's obviously playing already, but I don't know. I would honestly I think it's just going to be a train wreck for Chicago in this one. I think the Browns are going to win. Ravens at the Lions.
oh no, no.
Nope.
I don't even have to say this, man. Like, come on,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
oh
I
my
know.
gosh, come
Colts
on.
at the Titans.
Okay, this is actually gonna be pretty close, but I know the Colts last year. I believe they were able to outlast the Titans, or I don't know if did they go 2-0 or 1-1. I'm not sure, but no,
Yeah,
the
the
Colts.
Colts beat. I'm pretty sure the Colts beat the Titans both times.
Okay, the Colts. Yeah, the Colts were very good last year, but this year I feel like with the loss of Philip Rivers, um, their defense hasn't been playing as well recently. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Titans and Derrick Henry.
I'm also gonna go with the Titans in this one. I mean, especially after Titans last showing and compared to the Colts last showing, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Chargers at the Chiefs. Who do you got?
Chiefs coming off a very close loss to the Ravens. They honestly should have won that game if it were not for the CH fumble, but I still gotta go with the Chiefs, man. It's the Chiefs. I know their defense isn't the best in the world. But Chargers, they lost to the Cowboys, man. It was a really close game, but Justin Herbert, he forced a couple turnovers, so I think the Chiefs come away with this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chargers in this one actually.
Okay.
It's the underdog pick, but and they lost their last game, but I feel like their Justin Herbert is gonna have a really good game. I feel like after lackluster performances by Austin Eckler, I think he's gonna step it up in this game and he's gonna have a breakout game, and that's gonna push him over the top in this one against the Chiefs. Next we got the Saints at the Patriots.
Mm, I'm gonna have to take the Saints in this game because um, Patriots Mac Jones. I mean, they don't. I know they beat the Jets, but it's the Jets. I mean, I just feel like the Patriots offense is not good enough. Even Johnny Smith, Hunter Henry, haven't really added much to the game. They've been mostly relying on their running backs, who
Yeah, I
are
agree.
pretty
I,
good.
I also picked the Saints. Next Falcons at the Giants. I mean, I'm gonna go with the Falcons in this one. I think the Falcons are gonna win this one. I mean, Giants are gonna do giant things. I I, I mean, I feel like Daniel Jones' game last week was kind of, I don't want to say fluke, but it was just a good showing. And I mean, I don't know. Giants are gonna do Giants things. That's my take.
Uh, I was gonna go with the Falcons, but just because you picked them, I'm gonna go with the Giants now, man.
Really,
Mm,
whatever.
Yeah, man. I
Bengals
really
against
the
the Steelers.
Falcons' defense is
Oh,
trash.
whatever.
Saquon is gonna get at least like 20 carries this game, I bet.
We'll see. We'll see. Bengals at the Steelers. I'm going with the Steelers in this one. I mean, their defense is very good. Offense is questionable. I mean, they have obviously their new rookie running back, but I mean, their defense is going to carry them this game, especially with that trash line of the Bengals. I mean, Joe Burrow is going to be under constant duress this entire game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Steelers as well. Uh, Joe Burrow, if the Bengals want to win, they just need to be consistent on offense and get Joe Mixon going like they did against the Vikings week 1.
Yeah. Next, we got Cardinals at Jaguars. I mean, this is no brainer. Cardinals, they're playing really hot. Kyler's playing really hot. Um, Looking like a possible MVP candidate. Rondale Moore is also very hot. Jaguars, they're kind of a shit show right now, but it's my take.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking forward to like who these guys are playing because I do not want them to get a 3-0 start, but you never know what happens, man. The Jaguars, they beat the Colts week 1 last year, and they lost 15 straight. But you know, there's probably like a 10% chance the Jaguars win. I'm going with the Cardinals still. They're hot right now. Defense, they didn't play so well this week too, but I mean, the Jaguars are gonna have a field day. I'm pretty sure. So
Next, Jets at the Broncos. What do you think?
mm, I feel like I don't know why, but like these are like similar matchups to what we saw last year. But remember there's like a Monday night game, I think. But I'm gonna have to go with the Broncos, man. Their defense
Broncos,
is just
yeah, I
too
agree.
good.
It's a no-brainer. I mean, the Jets are playing like trash. I mean, Broncos, it's a no-brainer, to be honest. Raiders or Dolphins at the Raiders. What do you think?
Um, if the I believe, I mean, it's probably unlikely Tua plays in this game. Um, so I'm gonna have to go with the Raiders, man. Even if Tua was playing, I feel like the Raiders would still have a good chance to win because the way their offense has been playing, and Derek Carr has been pretty lights out over these past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I agree with that. Um, Bucks at the Rams. This is going to be a good game.
Yeah, I remember last year this game, the Rams, did they come away? I think they did come away with the win. Um, I think the Rams actually, they are one of the teams that could honestly face the Buccaneers in the NFC Championship or in the playoffs for that matter. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Rams, man. This is the best chance of being strong of being the Super Bowl champ with Matthew Stafford at the helm.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks on this one. I mean, they're playing really hot right now. Their defense is on fire. Their offense is on fire. I mean, I I don't see them losing this game. The Rams, they're a good team, but I don't think their defense is going to be able to handle the Bucks offense, all their weapons, and then on top of that, their offense. If they have Daryl Henderson, that's their entire run game, and they have Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, but I don't think their offense is going to be enough to beat the Bucks in this one. Anyways, Seahawks at the Vikings.
I already know this is gonna be a close game, man. There's just gonna be a defensive breakdown again against Dalvin Cook. I know Dalvin Cook is questionable right now, but it's still gonna be a close game. So I'm still gonna go with the Seahawks. Though they really need to win this game because all of the other NFC West teams are 2-0 somehow. I really do not know how. But Seahawks on the way, though.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings on this one. I
No,
mean,
you're not,
I
bro.
am the
You are
Seahawks.
not. Mm-mm.
I am. I mean, the Vikings.
Mm-mm.
I don't think their defense is going to be able to handle Dalvin Cook, and even if they're able to if they focus their attention on Dalvin Cook, they're going to get beat by Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen over the top. And I don't think their offense is going to be able to handle the Vikings defense. Packers at the 49ers. Who you got?
I'm gonna have to go for this game, man.
I agree with
49ers,
you.
I don't know how they're 2-0, man. Like, yeah, their running backs are all getting injured. It's basically just Debo and Samuel and Jimmy G. So,
Yeah,
I mean, the
their
Packers, they
defense is
played
going to
really
have to
well.
carry them.
Yeah.
Defense is going to have to carry them if they have a chance of winning the game. But in my opinion, I think Packers will come out on top. Eagles at the Cowboys, NFC East matchup.
Yeah, man. And this is going to be really close as well, I think. Eagles with Jalen Hurts, he's been playing pretty well over the past 2 weeks. They got Miles Sanders kind of being well in the running back room. It's gonna be a close one, but I'm gonna have to go with the Cowboys, man. Their offense is just too good.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the Eagles are good, but the Cowboys, they have Dak back now. I mean, if Zeke is able to actually play good, he'll be a threat. They have CeeDee Lamb. I mean, their offense is just gonna torch that Eagles defense. Okay. So those are all the predictions for week 3. Do you have anything else to say, Ben, before we wrap up this week?
I recommend that you guys add Daniel Carlson in your fantasy team, the kicker for the Raiders. If you don't have him, that's my fantasy ad of the day.
Okay. Well, for Football Fever, this has been Aro.
And Ben Hameen.
And we hope to see you next week for our recap and predictions for weeks 3 and 4. See you guys later.
Adios.